Hello guys, welcome to the channel again. So today in this video we are going to see about create a Terraform input variables for VNET. So in the last video, if you followed it, we have created a VNET. Okay, so VNET using Terraform. So in this video, what are we going to do is that we are going to make that VNET configuration into a input variables. Okay, so first of all, let's see what is input variables in Terraform. So input variables in Terraform is like so it's kind of a placeholder that define the parameters and values in Terraform configurations files without hard coding them. Okay, so in any programming language, if you don't want to hard code the values in the programming, and we will be creating variables and we will be passing through multiple ways, right? So similarly here also, we are going to pass those input variables in some different ways. Okay, so first of all, we are going to see let's dive into the demo. Okay, so this is the configuration which we have created last week, right? So in the last video, if you can see, so I've created a resource group about cloud. Okay, so the resource group name is going to be Cloud Institution RG, and it's going to be West Europe. Okay, so then the VNet is going to be Cloud Institution. Okay, so now, and address space is going to be this one. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do a Terraform init. Okay, so it will initialize the Terraform Azure providers. Okay, because I've already added the Azure RM. Okay, I already added this subscription. Okay, everything is looks good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do Terraform plan. Okay, so Terraform plan takes some time. Okay, so meanwhile, what are we going to do is that we are going to see the Azure portal. Okay, so in the Azure portal, if you can see, we are going to see the resource groups. Okay, under resource groups, we don't have any kind of resource groups, and everything is been removed, right? So from the last video, so now you can see here, so a couple of resources are creating. Okay, so one is resource group, another one is VNet. All right, so before proceeding to the next video, next step, I'm going to cut this files, and I'm going to create a new file called vnet.tf. Okay, so this is the proper way of organizing your files. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I've copied those resources to here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to do Terraform apply. Okay, so it's going to create. Okay, so I'm getting some kind of errors. Okay, so what is the error? Already been declared. Okay, so I want to see that okay, basically I didn't save this file. Okay, so that's the reason why it is just telling that I've not it has been declared again in provider.tf. Okay, so now if you can do Terraform apply again, so that error will disappear. Okay, so it's going to show me that what all the resources are getting created. So it's going to create some couple of resources. I'm going to give yes. Now, okay, resource group is getting created. Now let's go back and see in the resources. Okay, so resource group is not been created yet, so it will be available in fraction of minute. Okay, so now the resource group is available. Okay, so now as you can see, go back and see here, so VNet is creating. Okay, so VNet is getting created, is created already. Okay, so now let's go back and see here under the cloud institution RG. So the cloud institution VNet is getting created. Okay, so this is what called a cloud institution VNet. Now what we can do, as we discussed, right, we are going to make it as a input variables. Okay, so how to make it as input variables? So for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a variable called, okay, var dot resource group name. Okay, so var dot resource group name is what the variable I'm getting created. Okay, so and the value for the variables is going to be cloud institution RG. Okay, so now what I have to do is that I have to create a so one of the variables, right? So just create a section called variables, and inside this variable what you have to do is that you have to copy this RG underscore name and give this one. Okay, so now under this one we have to give a type. Okay, so type is equal to, so because we are going to give a string, right? Okay, so we are going to give a string, so it's going to be a string. Okay, string, right? That's it. So I just defined a variables over here, right? So now what I'm going to do is that if I do Terraform plan again here, so now she is going to ask me to give the resource group name. So because it has not been defined in the code, it is going to ask me to give the input variables, so during the command prompt, right? So now what I have to do is that I have to give the same name. Okay, so if I can give the same name, it's going to take it as an input variables. Is gonna show me the output saying that, so everything is up to date because infrastructure is matches the configuration because everything's up to date, right? So what happens is that, so because I'm just giving the same name which is already been created under resource group, right? So now what if I can give some different names here? Okay, instead of cloud institution RG, I'm just giving cloud institution only. Okay, so what happens is that now it's going to try to change the configurations. Okay, so it's try to make changes in your configurations, saying that, hey, I'm going to delete, the resource group from cloud institution RG to cloud institution. Okay, it's a forced replacement. So what do you mean by forced replacement? Means like, so if you're changing the configurations, so it's going to delete and destroy and recreate. Okay, because that, the resource group is getting recreated. Okay, and then VNet also will be getting recreated because that VNet is deployed under the resource group, right? So in order to avoid all these things, so by mistake, so in order to avoid all these things giving, like wrong variables by mistake, so what we are going to do is that we are going to give a default value here. Okay, so default is equal to, okay, so the default value is going to be cloud institution RG. Okay, I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to remove this one. Okay, so it's going to be cloud institution RG. So since I've given a cloud institution RG, as a default, so here the Terraform plan is not going to prompt me for the input here. Okay, so now my infrastructure should be matches with the configuration. Okay, so because there is no changes, right? I hope you understand this concept. Okay, so as a best way, it is not a good practice to give all the resources and variables in the same file. So what are we going to do is that we are going to create a new file called variables.tf. Okay, and then I'm going to copy this one, I'm going to cut this one, cut. Okay, and then I'm going to paste this over here. Okay, so now as you can see here, so all the variables will be there under one place and all the resources will be there in the another file. Okay, so now the same way, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create variables for this location as well. Okay, so I'm going to do a variable dot. Okay, so before that I'm going to comment it out. So var dot location. Okay, so now what you have to do, we have to go to variable files and we have to do the same thing again. Okay, so variable is equal to location, so the type is going to be string again, and then the default value is going to be West Europe. All right, so now if you do Terraform plan again, it's not going to show me any changes. Okay, so similarly let's create the variables of all the other things as well. Okay, so here I'm going to give the VNet name. Okay, so the variables is going to be var dot. Okay, so before that I'm going to comment it out, var dot VNet underscore name, and here, okay, so first of all I'm going to make this change. Okay, so the variable is going to be var dot VNet name, and then the type is going to be string string. Okay, and then the default value is going to be cloud institution. All right. Okay, so next, what are we going to do is that, so here is the important things, right? So the address space. So address space is something like, where dot address space. They can give like this. Okay, so now address space is not a string, right? Okay, it's a list of strings. So what I have to do is that we need to change the type. Okay, now again I'm going to create a variables. Here under the variables, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable name address space. Okay, address space, and then what I'm going to do is that, I'm going to give this as a sorry. So because this is as a list of strings, so I'm going to give the type is equal to be list of string. Okay, so these are all the input variables types, right? So there are a list of strings, and then, list of object, all these things are there. In the next video we are going to see that, so what is list of objects. Okay, so now this is the type list of strings, and then okay, and then the default value is going to be, the value is going to be this one. Okay, so this is the CIDR. Okay, the CIDR value I'm giving like this. Okay, I can remove the spaces, extra spaces. Okay, that's it. So now if I do Terraform plan again, you can see everything is matches with the configuration. So if you try to change something over here, okay, so as I mentioned, if you want to change the default values, okay, for example, I'm just going to change to VNET. Okay, VNET cloud institution -VNET. Okay, what's going to be happening now is going to be, is try to change this particular VNET configuration. Okay, as you can see here, so under this one VNet has been created, and whenever I wanted to give, okay, I think I have not saved this configuration. Okay, I am saving this configuration, and the VNet name will be, is going to try to change. Okay, so it's not showing any kind of a configuration changes. I don't know why. Basically VNet name is going to be this one. Okay, I'm going to Terraform apply and see what's going to be happening. Okay, so when you do Terraform apply, if as you change this default variables to, the Terraform VNet name, okay, so as you can see here, it's going to replace, okay, because we have changed the name to Terraform VNet name is going to be like cloud institution -VNet. It's trying to change it. Okay, so this is what called as the default values, what you can give. Okay, or I'm going to give, I'm not going to deploy it, so I'm going to give, so if you don't specify anything over here as a default value, so it's going to be asking me in the command prompt that give me the variable name for VNet name. Okay, okay, I think, I don't know, for some reason the file is not getting saved. Okay, I think I'm getting no. So as you can see here, so it's asking me for a VNet name. Okay, so if you can give the VNet name like this, it's gonna make the changes. Okay, so this is what called Terraform input variables. Okay, so in the next session we are going to see, so I'm going to do no. Okay, and then I'm going to do Terraform destroy again, Terraform destroy. Okay, I'm going to delete everything. Okay, and then the VNet name is going to be cloud institution only, because VNet name is going to be cloud institution, and is going to delete my configuration whatever has been created. Okay, so okay, in the next video we're going to see that how to create multiple resources at the same time. Okay, I'm going to give yes. Okay, it's going to delete all the resources. In the next video, as I mentioned, we are going to see about like how to create a multiple VNets with the same configuration. Okay, so without making any kind of a major configuration changes, we're going to make the input variables as a map of objects. We're going to create a multiple VNets. Okay. So yeah, that's it from the video, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and share. Okay, please subscribe to our channel to watch more videos. Okay, thank you so much, and see you again in the next video.